Hi everyone, I am back with the March Mickey and Minnie card for the 2018 Mickey and Minnie card series. So this one I'm going to do as a St. Patrick's Day theme. And this is the split panel card. Don't have one in front of me. Let me grab the last one for those of you who may not have seen the first two videos. These are the split panel cards for the series this year. So I'm making two cards for each holiday. Inside the card, this is totally optional other than my my little sentiment or whatever. I'm adding some little stamps just to make it look a lot cuter. So those are the first two, and now we're going to do the St. Patrick's Day one. So if you have not been following along, or if this is the first time you've seen one of these videos for the series, you might want to go back and check out the supply video, the tidbit tutorials, and I don't have a video making the January card, but I do have the February one. So you guys can go back and check those out if you want, and let's get this one started. So for the St. Patrick's Day card, I am using Wild Wasabi cardstock from Stampin' Up. So this is what I cut my cardstock to. So it's a 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2 as my card base. So we're going to go ahead and score this. And then we're going to do some cutting. And I'm going to cut it, so 5 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and fold this first. Then we're going to do a little bit of cutting. And we're going to grab my cutter, which I totally forgot to grab. Alright, so here is my trimmer. And what we're going to do is we're going to line the score line up at 2 inches. And we're just going to slice that off. So we've got the 2-inch fold over on the top. Then I'm going to take this piece, make sure it's going the right way, and I'm going to cut this to 2 inches. So I've got 2 inches for my bottom piece as well, like so. Then I've got this left over, which I always save for punching little tiny scrap images out of and whatnot. So my card is going to line up down here. We will attach it with our centerpiece. That's what's going to make it the split panel. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put our message piece on the inside. And that is, I'm just using white. It's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's the measurement for that one. Now we're going to go ahead and just attach this one to the inside. And then we can do our panels and get it all set up. So today I'm actually making the Mickey card. Whereas the February video I did the Minnie Mouse one. So today's card will be Mickey. And I think I'll just kind of switch them every other month or something. So there's the message panel on the inside. So now we're going to do our layering. And I cut 2 patterns from the paper pad. Again, that's back in the supply video if you want to check it out. I don't have the pad in front of me. I need to start leaving it out so I can just show you at the beginning of the videos, but I spaced it out. So I picked out 2 patterns that would coordinate from the pack, and this is what they are. So your pattern pieces are going to be 4 inches by 1 3/4. So you're going to cut 2 of those. They can be the same pattern, different patterns, whatever. Then your mats are going to be 4 1/8 by 1 7/8, and you're going to cut 2 of those. So there are the measurements for those. We're going to go ahead and start layering these on these pieces so we can get this card put together. So we'll just do this one. And when you're sitting here just doing these, they go by pretty quickly. It's not a complicated card. And you can, you know, do as much or as little as you want to the card, of course, outside of what I'm doing. Mine are just really simple. I like to keep the Mickey and Minnie simple because I want them to be the focus of the actual card. So however I can make them stand out is kind of my goal when I do these card series for that. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and attach these to the wild wasabi. Now, I like to have my little word collage piece on the bottom, and then I like to have my pattern one on the top. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this bottom piece that we cut, that's going to be attached, and go ahead and cut this, or not cut it, go ahead and attach this to the piece that we have already cut off. And you guys might hear Caleb in the background kind of yelling or whatever. He's out there on the computer. They didn't have school today. Well, the middle school and the elementary school didn't have school today because of conferences. So he's out today and tomorrow, just kind of hanging out on the computer with his friends. Okay, so there's my bottom panel piece. Now we're going to do the top. All we're going to do is take these layered pieces and attach them to the top panel, which is already attached to the card. And you can pick whatever patterns you like from whatever paper you are using. I just happen to like using the seasonal stacks for the Mickey and Minnie series because it's just easier for me. So there we have our top panel that's already attached, and then we've got our bottom panel here. So there's most of our split. Now we're going to go ahead and layer these two pieces, which are going to be our mats for holding our Mickey. And the white piece is 2 3/4 by 2 3/8, and the black piece is 2 7/8 by 2 1/2. So there are the measurements for those. And I did forget my Mickey head, so give me 1 second. I'm going to tilt this camera. So sorry, because I forgot to grab it. It's going to be a little bumpy here for a second, because I can't remember which one it's in. And I knew I was going to forget something. This one. Oh. All right, we're good. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to start remembering to grab these. Okay, so these are the Mickey heads that I have made using circle punches. So his ears are a 1-inch circle punch, and his body, or his head, is, I believe, hold on, let me check. Underneath here, I've got the little sticky note that has the sizes. So his ears are a 1 inch, and his head is a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And I do have a video on how I did these. So that's always going to be in the description below for you guys. So I'm just going to pull out my Mickey head. I'm not doing the bow this time to turn it into Minnie, but this is what Minnie would look like after you add the bow. So I just make a bunch of these ahead of time, and I throw them in this little can, and they're ready to go. So there's my Mickey. I'm going to go ahead and attach these mats together. Get this stuck on here. And then when you're going to attach the center mat that's going to connect the two panels together, you only want to put adhesive on the top and the bottom because you don't want it to stick to the inside of the card. So I like to just line up this bottom piece. And now I'm going to, you could do it the long way, you could do it the short way. I do it the short way. Going to adhere top and bottom. So then you're basically just going to hold this in place and then try to center this piece, which is not super complicated unless you're filming, and then you're just like, what? So I'm gonna just drop it down in place and then kind of move it. So I have not stuck it down, except it's stuck itself down. Slightly. And I can't remember, it's been a while since I did the video for the Valentine one, if I used score tape on the first one. I cannot remember. Or if I used a liquid adhesive. But for this video, we're using ATG tape. Alright, so I'm kind of happy with that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and push that down. So there we actually have the split panel attached. So that's good, not too tough. Alright, now we're going to take our sentiment and here is my template, and I also have a video on how to make this template for the inside. So the reason I made this is so I don't stamp outside of this square on these two sides, so it will be underneath the card. You can stamp up top, you can stamp down on the bottom. So I'm using Wild Wasabi ink, and I'm using the Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set, which is current in the catalog. Here is the product number for you. And I'm using the Happy St. Patrick's Day. I've already got that on my block. Okay, so then all you do is you place your template on there and use that as a guide for your stamping. So just push it down, pull it up, done. Happy St. Patrick's Day, right there. Now, I like what I did on the other ones as well, where I'm taking my Stamps by Judith sticks. This is the Clover. So it looks like this. And here's the little picture of it. I always have a link in the description for her little shop online. She's got sticks and stubbies, and I own several of the sticks, and they're just small. So all I'm going to do is use the Wild Wasabi and just kind of, I know that up top I can stamp and it's not going to show through, so I'm just going to stamp a couple, kind of randomly. So that way it's got a little bit of something as well. So just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and add our Mickey. And I do put these on dimensionals, since I don't have a sentiment that I'm popping up or anything like that. So we're going to do one on each ear. And I think I did a couple on his head. I don't like mine to sink, so I probably always put too many, but that's okay. Actually, we're going to do another one, but we're going to cut this one in half. I'm not very skimpy on the dimensionals when I use them. Like I said, I probably overuse them, but that's okay. I really don't want any of my images that I do pop up with these to get squashed. So now all you're going to do is just center the Mickey head right on the front. Press it down, and there you have it. So there is the St. Patrick's Day Mickey and Minnie 2018 card. Split panel. Open it up. There's your sentiment and some little clovers, and you're all done. You can't see it when you close it. Another idea is you could stamp along the sides the little clovers if you really felt like it, and just have those sticking out there, and then, you know, stamp whatever you want on the inside. So there it is. I'm hoping you guys are following along and enjoying the series as it's going. It's still fairly new for this year. And if this is the first time that you've seen it, feel free to go back and watch some of the previous years, because I have been doing the Mickey and Minnie card series since 2014. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and you guys have been great and so encouraging about for me to keep going and stuff like that. So there you have it. There's the card, and all the links will be in the description. So go ahead and click the more info button, and it'll drop down, show you all the links. If you guys have any questions or anything, just leave them in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!